Buns, boys. Yeah, that's fine.
I say we both make an approach. Whoever gets on best goes for it.
Well, it doesn't have to be a competition, bro. Why don't we just go up to her, shake her hand, pat her on the back, whatever, you know, job done.
The hand is not a mucous membrane, Eggsy. Neither is the back. They teach you anything at Kingsman?
What are you talking about?
Our trackers are designed to enter the bloodstream. They circulate harmlessly, providing full audio and GPS.
Mucous membrane, that's like up the nose, isn't it? What the fuck am I gonna do? Stick the thing... It's not just inside the nose, is it?
No, Eggsy, it ain't.
Fuck.
All right, I'll take first crack. Watch and learn, buddy.
Good luck.
I missed the Avengers Endgame quarantine watch party, and I don't know how. Let's get into it. All right, first things first. A little while ago, Philip DeFranco laid out some guidelines to avoid getting infected with COVID-19, which included not picking your nose because it's a mucous membrane, and that was the first thing I thought of this scene. I was like, oh, do we have to make some other guidelines for intimate times in these times? Do we need a little protection? And I couldn't believe I wasn't seeing anyone make that connection and make memes out of it in relation to this scene in Kingsman 2. But hey, such is life. Next, I want to point out that Princess Tildy, since she is the contact who got them the tickets to the music festival, will probably regret doing that for Eggsy when she gets her call. But to continue on, I know that the beautiful security guard with all the beautiful tattoos must be somebody, but I do not know who. And to give you a little more context about me, I don't know much about wrestling or sports or anything, or fighting or MMA or anything manly. So if whoever that is, you want to tell me, and I'll include it in the notes below on the videos or in the audio version on the podcast, it's welcome. But we started by reinforcing the fact that they needed those passes from Princess Tildy in order to get in, at least to the VIP section, when the security guard asked to see their bands, and also for them to like this video to feed the YouTube algorithm. You all know the reason why we need to for this series. I've said it enough times in the past minutes. I won't be repeating it every single time like I have. My hair is so not Kingsman right now. Alright, most of this is a very simple but elegant one shot of the two actors talking to each other, giving the exposition needed for the mission, with little hints of their difference in character in this situation where Whiskey is far more comfortable with what's necessary. Obviously, he knows what's necessary with their trackers, and Eggsy's a little in the dark on it. But Whiskey, from the beginning, when he's talking about the trackers, he's already showing what's necessary and has no issue with it. And when Eggsy figures out what is needed, he is immediately uncomfortable to a bit of a degree. Obviously, that degree is going to go up later, but when he first finds out, he's just like, ah, fuck. He's not like, oh, ooh, that's interesting. We have to? Oh, ooh, bummer. Man, the requirements of this job. He's not excited about it. And it's not just because that might be a difficult mission for them to achieve, because he's always taking on difficult missions. He never once says, oh, fuck, when he's thinking about a mission that he has to do in this entire film, except this one. And can we all agree that we all deserve a Statesman belt? Because that belt is freaking awesome. I want that flask belt. And let me say, a lot of people have issue with what's upcoming, of how they put the tracker on her, and I understand that, even though I disagree with it in the grand scheme of things. But no one has any issue with the fact that a tracker in someone's blood gives full audio and GPS. GPS, alright, that's a negligible kind of thing, but full audio, like beautiful sound quality from a person's blood. Like, this is Kingsman, and I just thought it was really funny that no one bats an eye at that piece of the detail, at that part of the mission, or the technology. And then we get the I'll take first crack, which I don't know if we're supposed to interpret that as him being gross versus Eggsy, or him just being more confident in being able to pull this type of mission off since he has already. But him having such confidence as an older man to seduce a younger woman, that's a, the preference, or, you know, how you see that. But some other detail that might have gone unnoticed is we've already got some people with blue rash, like the woman next to Clara and a woman over the shoulder of the woman next to Clara, which on audio that probably sounds really weird, but you can see it on video if you want. And look, I don't know what type of initiation Clara had to go through to become part of the Golden Circle. I don't know if she had to murder her own friend in a meat mincer. I don't know what that's actually called. So moving on, if she's a bad person or whatnot, she seems to me like a modern woman from everything we see, where Charlie is her ex-boyfriend, they are not together, she can do whatever she wants with her body. So I'm gonna lean towards she's nicer and she might just be a drug dealer or something. I don't know. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt unless we get evidence in some other form of media that she is a piece of shit. But I wanted to give that preface because I like that she looks the waiter in the eye. That is so nice. I have a pet peeve when people do not look their wait staff in the eye and might just order off the menu. They don't need to make chit chat, but just not look at the wait staff at all. And when they leave, looking at their date instead of ever saying hello, or even just saying hello and not looking at them. It's just a little pet peeve, but I dig it. I just like that. She's all right in my book. That was a very weak reference to Stuntman Mike in Death Proof, which you should definitely check out. But let's go into the next minute. Somehow I filmed for 21 and a half minutes doing this. It's going to be really embarrassing when it's a 3-minute video or audio for you. I just want to give that little tidbit behind the scenes, but thank you. Oh, and I recorded 2 commentaries for Kingsman 1 and 2. Actually, I've recorded a lot of commentaries. But check out those Kingsman commentaries if they're available. I'll put links in the descriptions. Thank you so much, Movie Dopers. Let's get into the next minute. Tag a friend that loves Kingsman. I've said before to help out the YouTube. This video and tag to feed the podcast algorithm. And for them to leave the podcast algorithm, for them to fight review to feed that podcast out. When the security guard podcast a review, you know I need a review to feed that podcast algorithm. In this, when the security guard asks to see their wristbands and for them to give this podcast a review to feed that podcast algorithm, you know the reasons why. We need to get the word out. Let's move on.